Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
Right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm one of your hosts, Brian, joined with your other host,
Karen.
Karen, you found the topic for this episode. What is the topic?
The topic today is the 100 greatest heavy metal songs of all time, according to Rolling Stone, back in March of 2023.
All right, I was going to ask if you had a date for this. Is the article published by someone too?
Like the Rolling Stone.
By
Rolling Stone.
Oh, it's just by Rolling Stone. All right.
Yeah. Oh, did you mean like an author?
I thought that was like the author, but that's by Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wonder if maybe people, because each band has like a little paragraph about them, so I wonder if it was just a collaboration.
It could have been like a committee thing.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you, like I said, I was going to ask if you had the date for this, because I think I've read an article like this before from the Rolling Stone. But it was back in like 2018.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this was
20-ish.
March 13, 2023.
Okay, cool. So newer.
Yeah. I've wanted to do this for a long time. We've just really never made time to go through it.
Yeah. Before we dive into it, though, I don't know if you have any predictions you want to make. I have a few that I would like to make, though.
Oh, let's hear yours. Yeah.
One, I think all right, let's start with this. I don't think Lamb of God will have a song on this list.
Okay. I disagree with you. I hope that they do. I don't know. That's hard because it is of all time.
Yeah. So another thing before we dive super far into this, I really hate these kind of lists.
I know, me too.
Yeah. It's fun just to look at. You can find new music for sure, new bands for sure you might not have known about. I know I always pick up one or two at least. But it's somebody's opinion of what they think is the best, which is going to be different than yours. So like, take these lists with a grain of salt. Like, they're not a definitive list by any means whatsoever. Anybody who claims that they are can fuck right off, I guess. These lists, like, I just approach these, like I said, as a way to find new music and see what other people think.
Yeah, I would agree. And I do feel like, I mean, since this is as of all time, like, there's probably going to be a lot of 80s, early 90s that, like,
I do think there's going to be classic metal for sure.
It's not really that good.
That's going to run the roost.
Not that it's not that good. It's got its own spot in the metalverse. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. It has its own spot, but there's more stuff that's been produced and better.
Yes.
In my opinion, that sounds better.
And the songs they're going to pick. So another prediction I have, I think Slipknot and Disturbed will be on the list, but with at most 2 songs each.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And the thing is, like, the songs they're going to pick for this list are going to be ones I'm going to be like, no, that's not the greatest Slipknot song that's out there.
Yeah, that's true.
What the fuck are you saying?
That's true.
XYZ is much better than this. I think Metallica will have the second most songs, and I think Black Sabbath will have the most songs on the list. With Black Sabbath being the number 1 song, or having the number 1 song, with Metallica having number 2, and possibly Guns N' Roses number 3.
Who's number 1?
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath. Okay. Metallica.
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses. Okay.
If Black Sabbath doesn't have the number 1 song, it's going to be Jethro Tull.
Who's that? What's that?
So I think in the first Grammys awarded to metal, it was hard rock and metal in '89, I want to say.
Okay.
Metallica was favored to win the Grammy for that. And then a British prog rock band won Jethro Tull. They won the band.
Okay.
Sort of a big upset. Another thing why people point to, like, the Grammys being a joke. Like,
for metal, it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The next year, Metallica won their Grammy. And as part of their thank you speech, they thanked Jethro Tull for not releasing an album that year. So good sports about it. But that's just sort of a joke. Jethro Tull's not going to be on this list of metal songs. Just a jab at the Grammys for some reason. And I'm also curious about Five Finger Death Punch.
Oh, okay. What are you curious about?
So Five Finger Death Punch has sort of a claim to say that they are the number 2 largest metal band in the world. In terms of number 1 hits, in terms of albums sold, the only band who's beat them in those categories, and I think there's a few other ones, is Metallica.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Do they have the number or the most?
They have the second most number 1 songs on the Billboard charts.
Wow.
For metal, or highest ranking songs or something along those.
But there's so many better bands.
See? So I'm curious. I like Five Finger Death Punch a lot.
I do too, and I listen to them a lot. But there's a lot better.
But again, Lamb of God, I prefer more than Five Finger Death Punch. but yet they are the most commercially viable band, I guess.
I wonder if it's because of who they like their music is sought after by. Does that make sense? Like
a little bit.
I'm being a little stereotypical here,
yeah.
but
I mean, some bands are just more popular, more successful than others.
Their crowd just is different than other crowds.
Yeah. But I'm curious to see if they're going to be on this list at all. So those are sort of my predictions before jumping super far into this.
Okay. Hopefully we make this organized. It's by 10 songs per page. Like I said, there's a little paragraph, so we'll just kind of talk about the song. I'm not going to go over the paragraph at all.
Yeah, so if you're watching this, it's probably going to be a little choppy.
Yeah, I'll probably have to cut a lot because there's going to be a lot of silence as we're switching. So
in the description, we'll post the link for this video or for this article as well.
Yeah,
so
you
can go read it yourself and read through each description. By
the time I get this edited and posted, there may be a new list of top 100 songs. So who knows?
All right, so start us off. What's 100?
Number 100 is "Welcome to Hell" by Venom.
Okay, a band I've heard of. I don't think I've heard this song.
Yeah, I don't really seek out Venom that much, but I know the band, so
know of them. Yeah.
Number 99 is "Planets Collide" by Crowbar.
Oh, sweet.
That came out in 1998. I'll say the year that it came out.
What was the last one? I don't know if it's the year.
Sorry, the last. So the "Welcome to Hell" by Venom, it came out in 1981.
81. Okay.
Yep. Number 98 is "Executioner's Tax: Swing of the Axe" by Power Trip in 2017.
Ooh, a newer one.
So a newer one. Yeah. I kind of want to listen to that song just by the name or the title. Yeah.
Yeah.
97 is 43% Burnt, by the Dillinger Escape Plan from 1998. I've seen a lot about the Dillinger Escape Plan recently. I wonder if they got back together or started touring again or something. I don't know. Number 96 is "Yeah Right" by the Girl School. Never heard of them. That came out in 1981.
81. Okay.
Yep. Sorry, there's probably a lot on here that we've never heard of. Oh, I like the song. Number 95 is "Davidian" by Machine Head in 1994.
Okay.
So hopefully Machine Head has some higher numbers besides just number 95.
They might not. This might be
the one.
Yeah, they might just have this one.
Yeah. That picture of Machine Head is very old. Number 94 is "In the Meantime" by Helmet in 1992. Number 93 is "Hammer Smashed Face" by Cannibal Corpse in 1992.
Oh, interesting. I would not envision Cannibal Corpse being on this list.
On the list at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 92 is "All We Are" by Warlock in 1987. Number 91 is "Pull Me Under" by Dream Theater in 1992. I really don't know Dream Theater.
I like Dream Theater.
Do you?
I like Dream Theater a lot.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very progressive. What's number 90?
Number 90 is "Bring the Noise," Public Enemy.
With Anthrax.
Oh, sorry. That's the name. Bring the Noise.
Yeah.
Public Enemy featuring Anthrax.
Yeah.
In 1991. Sorry, I got a little confused on how that was all going together.
That seems super high to me. I would imagine that being a little lower.
Lower on the list?
Yeah, for sure.
So, you would think it's a better song.
Yeah.
Because we're going from the number 100 to number 1. Yep. So
I would put this. I would have imagined this being in the 60s to 40s, somewhere in that range. Honestly,
like a mid-range.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, their photos was taken in Chicago. Anyways, I'm not going to comment on all the photos. Number 89 is "You Can't Bring Me Down" by Suicide Tendencies from 1990. Number 88 is "This Time" by Life of Agony from 1993. Number 87 is Slaughter of the Soul" by At the Gates from 1995. Maybe we'll hear that on the boat.
Yeah, we're going to see them for the first time this year.
Yeah, excited about that.
Haven't really listened to them. We listened to them a little bit, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, we listened to them after we got the lineup from the Lamb of God boat. Yeah. So I say the boat like everybody knows what boat I'm talking about. Number 86 is "21st Century Schizoid Man" by King Crimson from 1969.
69. Huh.
That's an older one. Don't know King Crimson at all.
I do a little bit.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 85 is "There Goes the Neighborhood" by Body Count from 1992. I didn't realize Body Count was from the early 1990s.
I didn't either. I thought they were a newer band, but
we saw them in 2016.
We did, and I thought that was one of Ice-T's newer bands. But No, apparently they've been around for a while, and he probably just jumps in and out of.
Yeah, that's interesting. Number 84 is Thunder Kiss 65 by White Zombie from 1992.
I like that song a lot. I would personally put that a little higher, but 80s I think is probably fine for that song, honestly. Yeah. Mid-80s.
Number 83 is World Eater by Bolt Thrower from 1989. Never heard of Bolt Thrower.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Number 82 is Spit by Kitty from 2000.
Awesome.
Yeah, you like Kitty.
I didn't think they'd make it on the list, honestly. So
maybe this will change your mind on what's going to be on the list?
Maybe. Like, this is mid-80s, low 80s, where I think I would put it too. So yeah, this is awesome. I love this song.
Number 81 is We're Not Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister from 1984.
See,
from popularity, I'm surprised that that's so high.
I think this is an appropriate place for this. I think the cultural relevance for the song and what it meant in the 80s, and like Dean Snyder and what he did in the 80s for music and metal, I would probably give it a little higher because of all of that. Yeah. But as a song by itself, yeah, it sort of defined the era it was in. So 80 seems about right for me.
Yeah. Number 80 is My Own Summer, Shove It by Deftones from 1997. I really don't know much Deftones.
I don't either. I've listened to them a few times. I'm not into them. Other people love them. I'm just sort of meh on them, honestly.
Okay. Yeah. Number 79 is Balls to the Walls by Accept from 1984. I know the song. I didn't know Accept was the band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 78 is Concubine by Converge.
Okay.
From 2001. Are they going to be on the boat as well?
I don't know. I've heard Converge for sure.
Okay. I think they're either going to be on the boat or at Milwaukee Metal Fest next year. Don't quote me on that. But number 77 is Jesus Christ Posse by Soundgarden from 1991. It's crazy that there's quite a few on here that I've actually heard of. So, number 76 is A Fine Day to Die by Bathory.
Bathory, yep.
From 1988. I've never heard of that band. Have you?
Yeah.
You have? Okay. Number 75 is Youth Gone Wild by Skid Row in 1989. Oh. Lots of 89, 90.
Yeah, I mean that was when metal like really blew up, was in the 80s.
Like
so
89 to 92, yeah. Number 74 is Chopped in Half by Obituary from 1990. Number 73 is Du hast by Rammstein from 1997.
That seems low to me. Should be higher, I think.
Very low to me too, yeah. I feel like that should be higher. Number 72 is You Suffer by Napalm Death from 1987.
Another band similar to Cannibal Corpse that I would not envision being on this list.
Yeah.
That seems too high for me. I'm really not a big Napalm Death fan.
I know you don't care for Napalm Death. I like their sound, and I don't know. I don't know if I'd put them on this list though, personally. But that's my own opinion. Ooh. Number 71 is Blood and Thunder by Mastodon from 2004. Seems
low to me. Should be higher, I think.
I think it's at a good spot for it being... I don't know how to say this, but I think it's at a good spot.
I think this might be their only song they have on the list, and I think it should be in the 40s to 30s, I would put it.
I wonder what's in the 40s and 30s, because you think everything should be in the 40s and 30s.
Yeah, we'll see.
Number 70 is Flying Whales by Gojira from 2005.
See, another one that seems... Those and Mastodon go right hand in hand.
Hand in hand, yeah. Which is funny because we saw them on tour together.
Maybe that's why I'm thinking it goes hand in hand. Because after seeing that tour, like that's all I think about now when I hear one. It's like, oh, I want to listen to the other.
Right. Number 69 is Evil by Merciful Fate from 1983. I don't really know Merciful Fate or Mercy Fate. Sorry, not Merciful Fate. Mercy Fate, even though I've seen...
No, it is Merciful Fate.
Oh, it is Merciful Fate. Sorry. Even though I've seen the name a lot, I just don't know their music that well. Number 68 is Running with the Devil by Van Halen from 1978. That seems low to me on the list.
Yeah, that's pretty low.
Number 67 is Blind by Korn from 1994.
All right, yeah.
Good place.
They probably have one or two more coming up.
You think so?
Yeah, at least one. Freak on the Leash, I think, will be on there, and that might be the last one they get.
Yeah, like a little, like in the 30s, 40s range.
Yeah.
Number 66 is Bang Your Head, Metal Health by Quiet Riot from 1983. Number 65 is Over My Head by King's X in 1989. Don't know that, do you?
No.
Number 64 is Black Number 1, Little Miss Scare All by Typo Negative from 1993.
Love this song. This is probably about right. I mean, personally, I'd put it higher, but I do love this song.
Yeah. Number 63, Summertime Blues by Blue Cheer from 1968. Another band I don't know anything about. Number 62 is Dragonaut by Sleep from 1992.
I like Sleep a lot. I don't know much of their music, but yeah.
Another band that I didn't know was around in the early 90s.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Number 61, We Will Rise by Arch Enemy from 2003.
Oh, shit.
That
I
surprises
did not
me.
expect them to be on there.
That really surprised. I like Arch Enemy a lot.
Yeah.
But that surprises me. Number 60, People Equal Shit by Slipknot from 2001.
Right. This was one of theirs that was questionable that I didn't think was going to be on there. I think Duality and Wait and Bleed were going to be the two songs that would be on the list.
Duality, I hope, is on the list.
But People Equal Shit would be the one that's like, that's a really good song. Yeah. Why is that on the list?
So if we say that Wait and Bleed and Duality are going to be on here, does Slipknot have two more?
Maybe they do. But yeah, cool. They're finally on here at 60. Still don't have any Metallica or Sabbath, and we're almost to the 50s. So that's, I don't know. It's gonna be
a good or bad sign.
Yeah.
Number 59 is Freezing Moon by Mayhem from 1994. 58 is Refuse, Resist by Sepultura from 1993. I like Sepultura.
Yeah.
Number 57 is The Cry of Mankind by My Dying Bride from 1995.
Don't know this.
I don't know that either. No. Number 56, Bark at the Moon by Ozzy Osbourne from 1983. Not really Sabbath, but
no. To me, when I think Sabbath, I'm thinking those early Sabbath. But I mean, there is some later stuff with Dio and others. And
that
whatnot.
Could be.
But
the early Sabbath, I think, will be in the top 10.
Yeah. But there's Ozzy.
Number 55, Caffeine by Faith No More from 1992. I did not know Faith No More was a band in 1992.
Oh, yeah. Early.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I
90s.
figure like late 90s to early 2000s. Number 54 is Photograph by Def Leppard, 1983. Number 53, 46 and 2 by Tool from 1996.
Their first one. I expected them to have 3 or 4 songs.
Yeah. I really need to listen to Tool more this year.
That's a really good Tool song. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start with that one and try to move forward with that. Number 52 is Deliverance by Opeth.
Oh, fun.
In
They're
2002.
on here.
Yeah. There's a lot on here that I wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is number 51, Sleetsman by Godflesh in 2001. I don't know Godflesh.
No.
Number 50 is Procreation of the Wicked by Celtic Frost in 1984. Number 49, Just One Fix by Ministry from 1992. Number 48, Walk in the Shadows by Queensryche in 1986. Another band that I've heard of a lot, but I really don't know their music. Number 47, Locust Star by Neurosis from 1996. Number 46 is Night Goat by Melvins in 1993. Number 45, Symphony of Destruction by Megadeth from 1992. That is low on the list, if you ask me.
I could see that being there.
Really?
Yeah.
I would figure in like the 20s.
No, Peace Cell is going to be the top 20 song.
Oh, okay.
This...
I guess I know this song better than Peace Cell.
I like this song a lot, but Peace Cells is so much better. Peace Cells should be in the top 20s, if not close to the top 10s.
Top 10. Number 44 is Green Machine by Cayuse. K-Y-U-S-S.
Cayuse.
From 1992. Number 43, Bring Me Life by Evanescence.
Really?
In 2003.
It was a big song in 2003, but I don't think that song.
I want to be nice about Evanescence songs. I feel like Evanescence songs back in like early 2000-ish were fine, but they didn't really go anywhere.
Them as a band, no, they didn't. But there's
no, I mean the songs didn't. I mean, like, I don't hear Evanescence songs, but I don't listen to the radio either.
Yeah, this is definitely like radio metal. This was very big. This is sort of one that like bridged the gap, I think, for a lot of people, getting a lot of people into metal. But then this was probably their best song, honestly. So this is probably their only song they have on this list. But
do you think it's number 43 though?
No,
or like more in
not.
like
it's closer down, like Yeah, this is one I would move.
90s.
All the songs earlier, I was saying those
Yeah.
should be in the 40s. Like, take this one out, switch with one of them, and we're better.
But I wonder if it, I mean, we're not reading the little thing, but I wonder if it is something about, like, their position at the time on bringing people into metal.
And maybe, and then, like, this is Amy Lee as the lead singer, right? Like, this is the time where you didn't have a lot of female lead singers. Yeah. I mean, Kitty was out there, an all-female band, but they didn't get the mainstream respect or success that Evanescence definitely got. So, I mean, of those two bands, I like Kitty better, but Evanescence was a more successful commercial band.
Yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying. Number 42 is Curse You All Men by Emperor in 1999. Number 41 is Bleed by Meshuggah from 2008.
Meshuggah's finally on the list at 41. Huh.
Number 40, Victim of Changes by Judas Priest.
This is their first song?
From 1976. Yeah, Judas Priest's first song.
All right. I think they have two more in them. I think they'll be in two more times.
Number 39, first Metallica song, For the Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica in 1984.
Yeah, I'm a big Metallica fan. This is low for me. This is one of their better songs, honestly, in my opinion. So
should be in the top 10.
Puppets will be 2, I think. So
you're calling out the actual song.
I think Puppets will be 2.
Okay.
If not 1. I mean, there's a good argument for Puppets being number 1, but I don't think they beat out Sabbath.
I think Sabbath is going to be number 1.
I think it's Puppets number 2.
Number 38, Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine from 1992.
Depending on what we have after that, after 38, I could see this being in a 38 slot. But again, this is a top 20 song for me personally.
That one song?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 37, Chop Suey by System of a Down from 2001.
Same argument here.
I figured it would be a little bit higher. Maybe not.
It's right there, yeah.
Yeah. I guess we are in the top 1/3 now.
Yeah.
Number 38, Rock You Like a Hurricane by the Scorpions in 1984.
Yeah, it was a big song in the 80s for sure. Definitely not better for Whom the Bell Tolls, in my opinion, but...
No.
Fine.
And neither is Chop Suey, now that I think about it.
Right, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. This is one, flip that, throw that in the 80s, take one of those 80s songs and throw that down. Put People Equal Shit in that place. Like, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Number 35, Fade to Black by Metallica.
Another great Metallica song, but I like For Whom the Bell Tolls a little better, I think.
Number 34, Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple from 1972. Number 33, Kiss Me Deadly by Lita Ford from 1988. Do you know Lita Ford?
I do.
Okay. Number 32, Mother by Danzig from 1998.
Okay. Reasonable.
Yeah. This is maybe one of the not first metal songs that I remember, but I think you had this as a ringtone, or you said it as your ringtone.
I don't think I ever did.
No?
No.
For when your mom called you?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Why do I have that thought in my head? I've always had that thought in my head.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever done that. I've always wanted to do like special ringtones.
Maybe we just talked about it.
But I never actually did. And maybe it was that like
like when we were driving around like in high school. Yeah. Maybe we just talked about it and you never actually did it.
Yeah.
Number 31, Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath.
There we go.
1980.
Heaven and Hell. Love that song. It's a really good song. But that's honestly, I think that's where it probably belongs.
It should stay.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 30, Enter Sandman by Metallica from 1991. So we're at 3 Metallica songs.
I like this song a lot. I really do. I think it gets overplayed. The whole Black album gets overplayed. It's a really, really, really good album. So fucking good for an album. I over-listened to it growing up. When you hear Metallica on the radio, 9 times out of 10, you're going to hear a Black Album song. And this is one of them that just, it got overplayed for me. And so because of that, I'm not the biggest fan. But it is a very good song. And it probably beats out all of their other songs that have been on the list so far. Even though I'm sort of off this song now. Just because I've over-listened to it.
I get that argument by everybody. It is overplayed. And everything you just said. To me, I like this song, but it has that special moment of the first time you took me to Metallica, and it's the only song I remember from that concert. So it's got that like little special moment where I love it. Number 29, Walk by Pantera from 1992.
Seems about right.
Their
first song on here, so
yeah, it's in the 20s.
I expected them to have a couple for sure.
Number 28, Holy Wars, The Punishment Due by Megadeth from 1990.
I honestly did not know the song was The Punishment Due.
I only knew Holy Wars. I know that I kind of like probably paused when I said that because I'm like, oh, there's.
Whenever you talk to people and it's like Holy Wars, you don't ever say like afterwards. Interesting. Yeah. Another great song. I love this song from them. Awesome. In the 20s. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I guess now we're in like almost we're at the top 25%. So I think these are going to be all really good songs. Number 27, Living After Midnight by Judas Priest.
Their second one. All right.
Yeah.
British Steel and Breaking the Law were the two I was thinking of.
For Judas Priest?
Yeah. Okay. So possibly two more coming up for them.
Okay. 26, Am I Evil by Diamond Head from 1980. Did somebody cover that?
Metallica.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, wait a second. I know that song. Number 25, Rainbow in the Dark by Dio.
See, another one, like, when I think of Black Sabbath, I think of Ozzy and Dio.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, even though this isn't a Sabbath song, when I hear it, I instantly think of Sabbath.
Yeah.
I know it's not their song, but for some reason, I instantly go to, oh, that's right. He played for Sabbath. I don't know. It's something weird like that.
I'm the same way with Ozzy, where I don't really differentiate between Black Sabbath and Ozzy. So, like
you hear Crazy Train, you're like, oh, that's right. It's not a Sabbath song, but it's an Ozzy song who wasn't Sabbath.
Yeah,
so
it like all kind of blends together with me, which I guess Dio could be in that range too. I wouldn't know the difference between his songs and Sabbath songs. So number 24, South of Heaven by Slayer from 1988.
They're first.
Yeah, Slayer's first. Yeah. Number 23, Your First Concert. Shout at the Devil, Motley Crue from 1983.
Their first song too, right?
Yeah. Number 22, Caught in a Mosh by Anthrax from 1987.
Nice. Their second.
What was their first one?
The Public Enemy.
Oh, yeah.
Bring the Noise.
Number 21, The Trooper by Iron Maiden from 1983.
I expected them to have a few. That would be one of them I would expect to in the 20s. That makes sense. Okay.
Number 20, Round and Round by Rat from 1984.
See, yeah.
I would put this higher.
It's hair metal. Like, it's that old school metal. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of hair metal. So I understand that it was the cultural relevance it had at the time, but it's not that good of a song.
No,
it was big at the time for some fucked up reason. I don't understand, but the mass audiences are kind of stupid sometimes.
Yeah. Number 19, Peace Sells by
top
Megadeth,
20,
1992.
This is fine. I personally would put it higher, but top 20 is a good showing for this, I think.
Yeah. Number 18, Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin from 1970.
Love fucking Zeppelin so much.
Do you think Zeppelin's in the top 10?
I don't think they're metal.
Okay.
They're hard rock. I would not put them in metal.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider it metal either.
I'll read this later. I want to see what this article says. But I love this song. I love Zeppelin. Not fucking metal. So it shouldn't be on this list.
Well, this is supposed to be heavy metal.
Yeah, that's fine. Metal's metal. Like, heavy metal is like... Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not heavy metal.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's not even metal, so...
17 with Back in Black from AC/DC. Another band that's hard rock, not metal.
Yeah,
so
I don't consider AC/DC metal music.
I think people who like metal like hard rock, but not everybody who likes hard rock likes metal, I would say. So
and the sound is a little different.
It is. So, yeah, you have your power riffs and whatnot. These two are questionable for me, for sure. I'm wondering,
how many more are on here?
Yeah, all right.
Number 16, Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden from 1982.
Fucking awesome song. Yep. Definitely deserves this slot.
Yeah. Number 15, Angel of Death by Slayer from 1986.
Okay. Yep.
So that's their second one, right?
Second, yep.
Number 14, Stargazer by Rainbow from 1976. I don't know this band. Dio? It's one of Dio's bands.
Yeah, I was going to say it's Dio. Yeah. It's Dio.
I guess I didn't know he was in that band too. Number 13, Paranoid by Black Sabbath from 1970.
Only their second, Paranoid. Really? All right. It's a top 10 song for me. But
I would figure that was in the top 10.
But 13. Sure.
I'm really interested now what's in the top 10 after the last 10 that have been listed. Number 12, Cult of Personality by Living Colour from 1988. I like the song. I don't feel like it should be number 12.
Yeah, also metal, maybe not. I don't know. Great song. I do love this song for sure.
Number 11, One by Metallica from 1988. So that's the fourth one, right?
That is number 4 for Metallica.
Number 10, Run to the Hills by Iron Maiden from 1982. So now we're in the top 10.
Top 10, starting off with Run to the Hills. Great song, definitely deserves to be in the top 10.
Yeah. So Iron Maiden's in the top 30 then. All their songs
so far, yeah.
I would
Same with
consider
Slayer.
them, I would consider them a top 30% band.
Yeah.
Number 9, Holy Diver by
From Dio.
From 1983. Fine placement.
Yeah. No, same. See, like that song is a different metal song than whatever the fuck, like Queensryche and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, like Rat and all that was bringing in. So, like, this makes sense to me to be there. But all the other, like, hair metal music, no, not so much.
Right.
But again, it's all...
But you have to give placement for hair metal as well.
No, I get that. I do. But I think it belongs lower.
Okay.
But again, this is our opinion. Our opinions.
Yeah.
So again, that's why these lists suck, because you're listening to...
Right.
This is what one person or a group of people think is the best, but it's not a definitive list by any means.
Yeah. So one thing I have to say, we only have 8 songs left, and Slipknot only had People Equal Shit.
Yeah, I could see that, honestly. I could see that.
I think Duality should be on the list.
I like Duality, but it's not better than People Equal Shit.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
But at the same time, you have the Heretic Anthem.
I was just in my head. I was just thinking Heretic Anthem. There's so much. There's so much.
From like a live perspective, would Spit It Out.
Yeah.
Surface Side.
Well, yeah. I wonder. We're not reading any of the articles, but I wonder if any of this has to do with live performance on any of these songs, or if it's just the recording.
I think it's just the recorded song.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also no Lamb of God, and there's no way Lamb of God is coming in. No On Amarth, no Avatar.
Avatar probably wouldn't make it.
Yeah, no Disturbed.
No Disturbed, yeah. I would put Disturbed on here before Korn.
I would assume Down with the Sickness would have been, like, if Disturbed had one, it would be Down with the Sickness. Like,
I would.
That should be on the list anyway, I think.
Take out Korn for that. I'm trying to think of like that.
I think Korn makes sense because it fits that era, but there's other things that you brought up there, like is like Immigrant Song, AC/DC. Take those 2 out, and now
you have 2 slots.
You have 2 slots, so you can move everything down and put Down with the Sickness at 100. Then it's still on the list.
That's
at
fine.
That point. Even though I think it should be higher, and we're not done yet. It's a possibility, but I doubt it.
Number 8, Raining Blood by Slayer from 1986.
Makes sense perfectly.
Makes sense,
Top 10 song.
Yeah,
that's where I would put it too. I don't know. Yeah, I'd put it up there for sure.
Okay. Number 7, Iron Man by Black Sabbath from 1970. Perfect. Fine place. I don't know. This top 10, we're probably going to be like, it's fine.
I mean, that's fine. I'm maybe a little higher. We'll see what comes after it. But yeah, it's a top 10 song for sure.
Yeah. Number 6, Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne from 1980. I know you hate this song.
I hate this song so much. It just gets overplayed all the fucking time.
Yeah.
It's one song everybody knows, like metalheads and non-metalheads.
Yeah.
And as soon as that little spinny rattle tail thing kicks in, everybody gets like super fucking excited, and it's like, oh, this song sucks. It's not even that good of a song. But it's so popular, and it's so frustrating how popular this song. I hate this song.
It's definitely radio popular, and I don't like that. I get what you're saying too. It's like people who aren't even metalheads are like, oh, that's Ozzy, like everybody knows Ozzy, so it's like
it probably is just the radio, like overplayed.
I think
growing up, it quickly got old, and I was done with it. And
like you said one day, like you heard it twice going to school, once coming home from school.
It was like I heard it going to school, then going to work, then coming home from work, like 3 times in one day.
Yeah.
Like that was the only song I heard on the radio.
See, that's how I feel about AC/DC on the radio. Like it doesn't have to be the same song, but you can hear AC/DC in one car ride 7 times.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. Anyways, we're not talking about that.
But in terms of like, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, I understand like the cultural events and like the crossing the bridge between metalheads and non-metalheads.
I get where it stands. That. Yeah.
But at the same time, there's so many better songs out there, in my opinion, that...
I'm fine with Crazy Train being on the list. It doesn't drive me as nuts as it does you.
Yeah, put it in the 90s then. That's what I'd say.
Number 5, War Pigs by Black Sabbath from 1970.
Another, top 5 songs for me, for sure. To me, this is an argument for number 1, but I don't think it's going to be number 1. It's not going to be the Black Sabbath song they pick, but this is a damn good song.
Yeah. Okay, number 4, Breaking the Law by Judas Priest from 1980.
Okay, yeah.
Interesting. I would consider this probably like 20s.
I would do low teens for sure.
Low teens, okay.
But yeah, this would probably be the top Judas Priest song, I would say, for sure. The one I would expect on the list for sure.
Get nervous right at the top 3. Number 3, Ace of Spades by Motorhead from 1980.
Didn't actually notice this wasn't on here yet.
That no Motorhead was on here.
Yeah, and that this song wasn't there either.
This song makes sense for Motorhead. Like, it's probably like...
We were going through the list and like, I didn't even think, where's Motorhead? But they weren't there, and perfect. This is a great slot for this, I think.
Okay, so what did you have for the top 3?
I did have Guns N' Roses, which hasn't been on here at all. I assumed it was going to be Appetite.
Rock.
That's metal. Guns N' Roses is metal. That was the end of hair metal.
Okay.
And the beginning of metal, like the 90s metal, was Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
They're more metal than AC/DC and...
Yeah, I would agree there.
And Led Zeppelin are.
I don't feel like there's that much metal riffs or anything in Guns N' Roses.
But that's the 80s style of metal.
Like, okay, that's true.
This was the death knell for hair metal. Like, they killed...
So Guns N' Roses isn't on here at all.
Guns N' Roses is on here. I expected them to have Welcome to the Jungle as number 3. Number 2, I expected for Puppets, and number 1, a Black Sabbath track. Possibly just Black Sabbath, like their self-titled track.
Okay.
Something off the first album.
So number 2, you think is Master of Puppets, Metallica from 1986. And I don't know if we said this, but neither one of us has seen this list at all. So now that we're 50 minutes into this.
Yeah, no.
We went into this all blind.
We did go into the blind. Yeah. Like I said, I've read one of these articles in the past, and I kind of remember them being number 2 or number 1. I can't remember.
But you read it like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I don't think there's been anything since 2015 thrown on this list.
No.
We had some 2012-ish, I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. Okay, so number 1 I still think will be Black Sabbath.
I think number 1's Black Sabbath too. So Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath from 1970. Yep. So I guess the only one that was different is Motorhead, or from your predictions, Motorhead got number 3 and you thought it was Guns N' Roses. So.
Yeah, and Guns N' Roses wasn't on there at all. I did expect them to be on the list. Shocked that Led Zeppelin and AC/DC were on the list because I don't consider them metal.
Yeah.
Want to read, especially the Led Zeppelin one, want to read and see what they said about that. But yeah, otherwise, Metallica and Sabbath both had the most songs, 5 each. Dio, I think, had a couple. Maiden had 3. Slayer had 3. Megadeth had 3. Was Peace Sells not even on there?
No, Peace Sells is. It's like number 9.
You had Holy Wars.
No, Peace Sells is on here. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
I think it's like number 9.
All right, then yeah, that was the 9th. I can't remember. Ozzy had a couple. Slipknot only 1.
Yeah. I'm disappointed about Disturbed. Lamb of God, I guess you're right that it's not on there. I just feel like there's so many good songs.
They do.
Amon Amarth, like you said, I'm surprised that that's not.
I love Amon Amarth
on there.
Arch Enemy was on there, which was awesome.
Arch Enemy was, yes. Yeah.
I guess if you're gonna put Zeppelin and AC/DC on there, you have to put Ghost as well, and Ghost would have a lot of songs on there, I would think, if you consider them metal. But I don't consider them metal. They're along the lines again of hard rock, shock rocky. I guess not even shock rocky. There's an appointment. There is a performance along with their show. But yeah, that was a band. Five Finger Death Punch again. They weren't on there at all.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like the number 2 band.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I didn't think I knew that, and it's shocking to me that they consider themselves the number 2 band.
I mean, it's with mathematics proving it. The show, like,
from record sales,
number 1 albums. I think like tour sales, even like the number, like how many fans come to see them live. Like not necessarily the best, but they're the biggest band.
But are they considering now like Metallica shows because they're opening for Metallica? Like, are they adding those?
I think
numbers?
It's with their headlining shows.
Oh,
I don't know.
I was so wrong on Holy Diver. Or not Holy Diver. What did you say?
Holy Wars.
Not
Holy Wars. Peace Cells.
Peace Cells. Yes, it is on the list. It's just not where I thought it was, and it's like not loading because I'm going backwards.
Yeah, we'll find it later.
But anyways, it's on the list. I remember it being on there.
And yeah, Tool only had the one song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mastodon again. That was one of them. That
Mastodon was 70s. Surprising.
That was like that can be higher up. It should be.
Yeah,
higher
that
up.
was surprising to me though that Mastodon was on the list. In my opinion.
Yeah, Arch Enemy was on the list. I think I said that.
Yeah, I think we talked about that. Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot definitely in the 80s that are in here and representative.
Peace Cells is number 19, not 9.
Oh, right,
19.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot from the 80s, from like the hair metal era, which again, it makes sense. It had a huge impact on metal and where metal went and its cultural relevance at the time. They were like the biggest bands in the world at the time, like Motley Crue, right? But I think they only had one song, Motley Crue did, on here.
Right. Yeah. I'm thinking like, I really now wonder what those whole paragraphs say, because some of these bands I don't think are bands anymore. And not that that's a bad thing, but it's like, okay, so why were they on the list? Is it because they influenced something else? Were they influenced by somebody? Like, what was the whole reasoning?
Yeah. I mean, maybe in the beginning, was there a little paragraph at the beginning that explained sort of what they were doing, their rules and whatnot?
Maybe.
I
really saw the list and I was like, I'm not going to go through it because I want to be blind. Yeah. So I didn't read it.
There's like a whole little write up here. I would assume it definitely has something to do with relevance, cultural relevance, who you influenced afterwards. Because a band can have a one-hit wonder. And that one song can influence an entire generation to be a new subgenre of music. Who was it? Cannibal Corpse and Napalm Death were two bands I didn't expect to be on the list, and they were, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, there's again, I don't like these lists.
I know, yeah. It does say that this was put together by a group at Rolling Stone. They had 300 worthy songs, and then over the last several months, so meaning in 2022, they dwindled it down to the top 100. And it's all based on the writers and critics of Rolling Stone. So this is all based on them, not on...
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't know. There's a lot where it's like... I mean, maybe even to like one of the people who were voting or like however they came up with it, like this song had such an impact in their life that they're like, it needs to be on the list. Where... to us, we have songs that impacted our life, and it's like, oh, that should have been on the list, or this shouldn't have been because it sucks, or it's not that great of a song. So
but I mean, like Down with the Sickness, I think should have been on the list.
I think that should have
been. It helped influence what new metal ended up becoming and who they became to. It was their biggest hit by far.
Okay, so there's this thing about Motorhead and AC/DC. Okay, Motorhead and AC/DC, hard rock bands who recorded awe-inspiring statements of fury that cross over into metal are here. So maybe just that song for AC/DC. While Guns N' Roses and Kiss, whose music bears more of an overall hard rock swagger, are not. Kiss wasn't on the list.
But they're not metal. They're hard rock.
Yeah, but even there's... According to Rolling Stone, they're saying Guns N' Roses is metal.
I disagree with that. Like
I would agree with Rolling Stone.
I've always viewed Guns N' Roses as metal. Like they were the metal band that killed off the hair metal movement. Sort of like that was the death knell for hair metal. Interesting. Anyway, it was fun to go through the list at least and quickly go over it. And like I said, that's what I do with these. They come out with like the 100 greatest albums as well. Which is weird. I think I kind of remember Laid to Rest being on one of the 100 greatest albums. Oh. But not individual songs.
Interesting.
So maybe that's what I looked at. I can't remember.
Interesting.
But Puppets is usually up there pretty high too.
Yeah, so Puppets and Black Sabbath, you were right on those because you were like, those are probably going to be number one. I honestly thought maybe Black Sabbath would have more entries. Too. You said they had 5?
They
and
Metallica had 5. Theirs came top heavy.
Yes.
Metallica was, I think, starting in like the 30s on up. But
Black Sabbath was 50s
up, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought there was one in the 50s. Or was that Ozzy? Ozzy might have been in the 50s.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought this was fun. I don't know if we'll do more of these types of episodes, but
yeah, I don't know. It's a good, just quickly skim through it and don't put a whole lot of weight behind it. It's one apparently committee's opinion on what
exactly.
is the best. So
we could come up with our own list and people would disagree with us.
Exactly. So. And whoever's listening to this could come up with their own list.
And
everybody comes up with their own list. It doesn't matter. It's music. As long as you enjoy it, you love it. Fuck whatever anybody else thinks.
Yep.
Anyway, go find music.
Yep. Bye.